Hello, my name is Grace Weber, and I'm a freshman here at Temple University in the Fox School of Business. I actually recently switched from a mechanical engineer major to a finance major. It was actually this semester, so that has been a huge change for me, but thankfully I'm very adaptable, so I've been adjusting extremely well. It's a very big decision that I made, and I still try to figure out my path and what I'm going to do every single day, but it has allowed me to be excited for a lot of new opportunities and to be excited for what my future may hold. I grew up in a small town called Hapra, it's in the suburbs, and I grew up with my parents and my two younger brothers. Growing up, my parents were very family oriented, so it definitely instilled a very positive attitude towards everything in life, making me, as they always say, view the cup half full rather than half empty. I was extremely involved throughout all of high school. I did sports where I was a captain. I was in academic clubs, community service clubs, leadership clubs, and I spent my free period every single day with special education students at my school as well. I was a 3-season athlete, running cross country in the fall and had practices every single day during the summer, along with I had track during the spring and the winter. With practice and meets after school every day and meets all day from early mornings on Saturdays to dinner time, every weekend running took up the majority of my time. Along with this, I worked a part-time job as a hostess and a server at a small diner in my town. This job has taught me more than I could have ever imagined or hoped. And to be honest, customer service is not an easy job. I have a great connection with all my coworkers regardless of their age, and I have observed throughout my 2 years there the different types of attributes that make up a diligent worker and a coworker others want to be around. I have implemented these into my everyday life and especially during every shift. All of this has taught me so many skill sets that have benefited me in so many ways. I have improved my time management skills immensely. I have learned patience. I've learned how to communicate properly. I've learned about teamwork. I've learned how to lead a team. I have used critical thinking to solve problems and more. Thank you very much. When I look back on all my accomplishments and what I'm proud of in my life, there is certainly one thing that stands out to me above the others. When I was in middle school, I started running, and I started to join cross country going into my freshman year of high school. I ran track and cross country year-round, and I made it one of my top priorities in my everyday life. As a junior in high school, my team lacked a single senior member, so without being asked, one of my teammates and I stepped up and we became the leaders of our team. Everybody was very quick to accept us and helped us along every step of the way. As my coach saw what we had done for both her and for our team, without a single second thought or hesitation, she gave us the official role of captain for the upcoming year. I knew this was the perfect position for me, and I had never been so excited or proud of myself as I was in that moment. Our team's values were centered around bonding, companionship, being there for each other, and all around becoming like a big family. I never wanted to change these things, and throughout my time as captain, I kept these core values at heart. We had huge pasta party dinners all together, twice a week. We went paddleboarding, and we did more activities, so we all had that bond and friendship that took priority over anything. Despite all these positives, there were certainly challenges that I faced over these years, yet I was able to overcome and effectively solve all of them. For instance, when it came to track and there were about 80 to 100 girls, achieving that close bond was certainly harder than it was in cross country. That is, until we decided to split everyone into smaller groups. Based on past trends from viewing the issues that former captains had faced, I was able to prepare for different scenarios and what would occur so I could handle them in the best way possible. I dealt with athletes not respecting my decisions, ignoring me when I asked them to help me, and receiving rude comments as well. However, I used behaviors like openness, empathy, supportiveness, positivity, and equality to handle the situations. I never avoided the conflict at hand, and in these particular situations, dominating seemed to be the best conflict handling style to end any conflict. I know every situation is different, and I have used other conflict handling styles as well, but I certainly felt confident in my choice for these instances. Besides being a captain, at this time I was in a leadership class as well, so I enhanced my basic leader skills through this time dramatically. I have better interpersonal communication skills to both influence and persuade others, and I have improved my cognitive abilities to identify problems and their causes in rapidly changing situations. The position of leadership has improved my skills dramatically, and I will forever be so honored by this accomplishment throughout my life. As a student with very little previous business knowledge to this semester, I have learned a great deal in this class, helping me to get a solid introduction to the business world. There is so much that goes into every detail and aspect of business, and I was unaware of the true amount of effort and work it took. When looking back on everything I learned, there was one chapter that interested me the most, and that was on motivation. I have always had an interest in psychology and whatnot, and motivation is based off the study of the mind. When discussing intrinsic versus extrinsic rewards, I had never thought about the reasons for gaining motivation in that way. It is interesting to think that different people are motivated for different reasons, all based off of their needs. I personally feel that I can be equally motivated by both intrinsic and extrinsic rewards in their own way, and depending on the task at hand. It is definitely extremely important to keep workers motivated, and I found the list of needs to motivate people essentially was what I was expecting. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, he listed psychological needs before security and safety. McClelland's acquired needs theory has achievement, or the desire to achieve excellence first, which is also similar to Maslow's. Deci and Ryan's self-determination theory states how people are driven to obtain fulfillment. In conclusion, humans are motivated by their psychological needs and what are their prioritized needs. There are different factors called hygiene factors and motivating factors that are associated with either job dissatisfaction or job satisfaction. This is all based on what the organization does to make employees feel good about aspects of their job, like pay or security, working conditions, achievement, the work itself, and any other factors that would alter a worker's outlook on their job. Finally, I liked how the expectancy theory was laid out, and I feel it is a very legitimate step-by-step about motivation. I completely agree with it, and I will use it when I am trying to motivate another person to complete a task from here on out. Overall, this chapter was the most interesting to me, and I certainly want to go deeper into learning about this topic.